viewers, you are welcome once again to Wellbeing Call. This is Lola Oni speaking. I hope you're all keeping well. Today I am talking about culinary herbs and spices. So the seasonings that we use in our cooking. That's what I'm talking about today. And there are so many of them. So usually these herbs are used to add flavor to our meals. They're used on salads, fresh or dry, and they can be added to smoothies as well. And there are so many of them. So these herbs, most of them, stem from Mediterranean cooking, they're Eastern spices, Asian spices as well. There are so many spices, so many herbs. And so this video is kind of in two parts. I'll just talk briefly about a lot of the spices, and then I will take you over to my kitchen to show you some of the herbs that I use in my cooking. So I'll start with garlic. Garlic is so widely used, is really common, fresh and dry. And it is so medicinal. The ingredient in garlic that makes it really medicinal is called allicin. Allicin, whilst it's still in the uncut, ungrated, uncrushed clove, is inactive. But once the clove is cut open or crushed or grated, and the allicin component comes into contact with air, then allicin becomes active. And some of the active properties and usefulness of garlic is in circulation. It helps with our circulatory system. Also, garlic is a good antibacterial, a very good antifungal. Garlic is also good for colds, as a cold remedy. So, but in quantities that garlic is used in cooking, it won't really give us those benefits, because in cooking you only use small amounts of these herbs for cooking. And then there are also herbs like turmeric, which reduces cholesterol and helps with liver health. There is rosemary, which is good for circulation and for liver health, and is an antioxidant as well. Sage is an antibacterial and an antioxidant. Cinnamon, really good for circulation, good for curing diarrhea, and it helps to lower blood sugar level. Ginger is fantastic for digestion. It helps with gas and bloating. Thyme is an antimicrobial and an antioxidant. Also, oregano is good for IBS, and it's also good for gas and bloating. Clove is quite a strong herb, which is good for gas and bloating, and is also an antimicrobial. Clove is also good as a pain relief. Coriander, I love coriander. It's a really nice, lovely, aromatic one, which is also good for circulation. Now, all these herbs, and you would forgive me for having to repeat this over and over again, but these herbs have the potential to affect prescription medicines and how they work. So it can disrupt the way your medicines work. Not all medicines, but some of your medicines. So these herbs are medicinal in themselves. I mean, thinking about all the signs and symptoms that I just mentioned in terms of circulation, diarrhea, helping as an antimicrobial, even helping to lower blood sugar and all of that kind of thing. So they are medicinal, and they have the tendency to affect prescription medicines as well. It can inhibit or prevent your medicine from working properly. it can prolong the length of time that your medicine takes to work. So please always speak to your nutritional therapist. In particular, nutrition therapists would have in-depth knowledge about most of these herbs. Speak to your pharmacist or speak to your medical practitioner, and at least they'll be able to look into it and see what is safe for you to use and what is not safe for you to use. Even though these will be used in smaller quantities when you are cooking, it's still worth you considering whether they are safe or not. You need to continue to keep safe and use your medicines safely. So we're now going to move to the next section of my recording, which is to move over to my kitchen to see the herbs that I use in my cooking. So here I've got fresh garlic. I often prefer the fresh. Fresh is best anyway. But then lately I went to the stores just in this lockdown, and I couldn't find any fresh garlic, so I went and quickly grabbed the granules, which is okay, I mean, in the absence of the fresh one. Garlic is one of the best herbs you could use in cooking, and garlic is good for circulation, and it's good as an antifungal. It's good for colds as well, as a cold remedy. But again, care needs to be taken when using garlic, especially if you are taking other prescribed medicines, in particular things like blood thinners, anticoagulants. Clove is really cool, quite good. Clove is good as a pain relief, as an antimicrobial, and it helps with gas and bloating. So again, it's another one. Generally, I'll say all herbs, actually, you need to be extremely careful if you're taking prescribed medication, because they do interact. They really do interact. Sometimes they act to enhance the way the medicine works, or they work to actually prevent the medicine from working properly, or to actually prolong the activity of your medication. So you need to be extra careful when taking herbs in any way, form or shape, whether as a tea or for culinary use like these ones. Basil is another really great favorite one of mine. It smells delicious. I use basil in almost everything. So basil is good for gas and bloating also. Then we have turmeric. Turmeric helps with reducing cholesterol. It also is good for the health of the liver. So obviously I'm talking, quantities for cooking purposes here. Parsley, really lovely, beautiful green leaves there. Parsley is an antioxidant. Parsley is an antioxidant, and it helps with reducing gas and bloating as well. Thyme, another brilliant aromatic leaf, which is an antimicrobial and it's an antioxidant. Then we have, okay, that's a mixed herb. Cinnamon, brilliant. Cinnamon, really beautiful. Actually, I'll say, I just recently began to use it in my cooking, and more in sweet rather than savory meals. So I've used it to bake banana bread recently, and it's really lovely. So cinnamon is really good for circulation. It helps with diarrhea, and it helps with lowering blood sugar. So like I said earlier, see, if cinnamon helps with lowering blood sugar, so you've got to be extremely careful if you want to use cinnamon and if you are already on anti-diabetic drugs. And black peppercorn. Pepper is really good for circulation, and it's good as a pain relieving agent as well. But obviously, in the quantity you're going to be using in cooking, then it wouldn't really serve the purpose of pain relief. But yeah, it's got a beautiful flavor in itself. So I mean, these are the ones that I would normally use in cooking. So thank you for listening, and I would see you in the next video. Please subscribe and please share. Also leave a comment. I want to hear your comments. Bye bye.